Shane, well, that was, it was beautiful to see, the father, the son, the son being in boxing, obviously carrying that name. And I like how you separate, saying like he does his own thing. He's not trying to be, not per se mimic more of what you've done in the past, but try to be
himself. Bring his own flavor to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about him. It's about his. And I tell him this is about you painting your own picture. You gotta paint when you get in the ring or when whatever you're doing, you're painting a picture of you. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me. It's not about anybody else but you. No. Yeah.
Shane, we
come on.
Yeah, I know.
Should break up the whole thing. Should break up the interview. Look at that.
Yeah. Because I was about to. Anyway, Shane, press conference, man. Let's just jump into it. Fight analysis and as well, the legend. We really didn't get too much focus on Ryan focusing on this guy, Oscar Duarte. Duarte was focusing on it. I mean, what kind of vibes did you get from this press conference between, Ryan and obviously Golden Boy Promotions? That's the big topic
I got
right now.
I got negative vibes from Ryan, but, I think that it could be a mistake because you shouldn't be thinking about Oscar or Bernard or whatever they're doing and really bring that to the press conference. Even though I love Ryan Garcia, I mean, me and Ryan are cool. I've been knowing him since he was a little kid. I think that keep it professional, but I think this is his time to say what he needs to say, get off his chest. He got what he needed to get off his chest, and they went and we go from here. But I still think Ryan has too much speed and too tall and rangy for this kid. But it seemed like it was a distraction, and it was a big distraction. Hopefully, that doesn't play into the fight.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Because fighters going into the fight, they have a lot of things in their mind. Sometimes their mind is not fully clear. They're worried about sometimes numerous things. Yeah. You focus maybe on family members, your lady, and you're promoting the money, the trainers. And now he's focusing not only his opponent in front of him, but the people who are quote unquote backing him up.
Right.
Do you think that's all? That come fight night, you think he's going to be fully there?
I mean, I should hope that he will be fully there, and maybe this will be the fuel for him to look spectacular and to do what he needs to do. I mean, I remember when I fought Margarito, and there was a lot of distractions going on around me, divorce, new trainer, this, that, whatever, and I went in there. I used that for fuel for me to be better, not for me to be like, oh man, whatever. It's like, no, I'm gonna knock this guy out. I'm going to look spectacular. I'm going to show them that there's nothing they can do to stop me. So maybe that could be his outlook or his thinking of saying, you can't stop me. I don't care. You got this guy here that you think that's going to beat me and take my belt or whatever, but I'm going to show you. So maybe he has that mentality. I'm going to show you. And hopefully he does what he, supposed to do.
Well, if you were in his shoes right now for Ryan, what would be the best thing to do? Because I've been reading we see social media. Yeah. What would be the best thing for him to do right now? Even Golden Boy. It'd be good to just sit down and talk it as men, or is there just too many people, too much parties involved that we don't think that's going to get resolved?
I think that it'd be a good idea for them to talk, but not right now. I think that right now, he has to focus on the fight, and he should focus on the fight, and what he's going to do in the fight, and not focus on what Oscar's done to him or what Bernard said, because all that stuff doesn't matter. If you lose, then you're a step behind again, So you have to secure the win first, and then after the fight, then you guys go to dinner or whatever, and talk it out. It can be very hard. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that probably went on. It's just a lot, but it's a lot to unpack. I can't say one way or another. I just can't. I just try not to be non-biased because I do like Ryan Garcia, and I like his whole team, I like his family, and I'm cool with him. We're cool. me and Golden Boy had little, mishaps as well, along with probably Canelo and the other, people. I'm really cool with Bernard. So Bernard is, like, I'm cool with it, but like I said, I couldn't be.
And Oscar?
I couldn't be fair with the situation because being the things I went through with them too as well. So.
But it always seems like it gets to a point where the fighter gets to that big stage, and it's always a lot of things involved. But let's switch gears. Let's switch gears real quick. We saw the performance of Benavidez and Andrade.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure you saw it. As a fighter, how did you see Benavidez's performance overall?
I've been seeing David Benavidez when he was sparring at the CMC gym in Santa Monica or wherever, and I watched him work. And I even told him to his face. I remember before he was like big or whatever. I said, "You got old school value. You fight like the person I want to see fight. I want to see somebody. I like when you fight. I would watch you fight anytime because I know you coming to fight." And he was like, "Thank you, Shane. Thank you. You're a legend." Da da da. But David, to me, he's one. And a lot of people criticize him, but he's like the best fighter to me. I mean, the way he fights, he's the best fighter. I mean, you have Terence Crawford that's, the number one or whatever, but David is like, he's a bad boy. I know he is, for real.
Does he book his fight? Is this like for sure? This fight next for Canelo, he's supposed to fight him, he's mandatory. Is this what we're going to see next year possibly?
I sure hope so, man. I mean, it'll be a good fight. And that's not saying that David Benavidez is just going to beat Canelo walk through him like he did because Canelo is very fast and he has good power and he knows how to counter really good. So it could be a problem. David can't just go run in, maybe like he did with Boo Boo or the other fighters. It has to be a little different. So I would love to see it because I think it's a really, really even fight. But I think for me, I'm thinking that David is probably too big or too tall. His arms too long. It's going to be hard for Canelo to get the counters off, I think, that he can with guys a little bit shorter. David's tall and rangy and big. It's going to be very hard for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fight we all want to see next year. And I mean, David has the youth beside him. He has, he's hitting his prime. He said that Canelo, I mean, let's be honest, he's
33 now, yeah.
He's my age. Come on. He's my age. Come on, what are you trying to say?
You're making me feel old. I fought him. He was like, 19, 20 years younger than when I fought him? Canelo? Yeah, go ahead.
Oscar said one thing and this stood out for me. Benavidez throws like 55 punches per round. The first round the first two rounds of Canelo versus Charlo, there was maybe no more than 5 punches thrown. We've seen Canelo's performances recently, and you can't blame him fully because he's been very active since he's been 15 years old.
Yeah.
Do you give that edge to David at the moment?
Oh, I definitely give an edge to David Benavidez for this fight. I'm giving the edge to David, but I'm not counting Canelo out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he does have speed and power, and then David could get full of himself and something can happen. Maybe. I'm thinking David wins. I've been a David Benavidez fan ever since I watched him work in the gym a long time ago. I was like, oh man, this guy right here, he's a monster. What Mike Tyson said, he's a monster. I was like, oh, he's a real deal. And and I watched him. So I don't know. I give him the edge because he's so much bigger and longer or whatever. And I think it's gonna be hard for Canelo to get any counters and stuff off. And he's gonna make Canelo fight at a pace that he can't fight at. Because Canelo's just a fight at a pace, moving around intimidating and throws some counters here and there and getting out. He's used to how can you say, not babysitting the rounds, but he knows how to maneuver the rounds. So he doesn't have to throw as many punches. Whereas David's gonna make you fight every second of every round. I give David the upper hand.
Hopefully we get that fight. Hopefully we get the
fight. I mean, if we don't, I think they're gonna go up to fight Bivol or fight the other guy. Beterbiev.
Yeah. His father said that. He said if we don't get the Canelo fight, we'll move up to fight Bivol and Beterbiev. And David is very confident that he can beat Bivol because
they spar with him. All the time.
And David, if I'm not misquoting, but he said he put in some work on Bivol. He knows how to beat him.
Yeah, he knows how to beat him. Yeah.
Shane, man, thank you so much for speaking with Fight Hub TV. I know it's always a pleasure to see you and good to see you here in Houston. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.